As you guys know, Young Thug is currently under a RICO, him and Gunna. And recently, Young Thug's lawyer came out saying that the evidence acquired in the case surrounding the murder of Big Nut, the attorney is filing a motion to dismiss the RICO charges after discovering the Fulton County DA's office illegally acquired evidence related to a rental car that was linked to a murder in 2015. According to the 56-count indictment filed by the Fulton County DA Fannie Willis in May, Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, rented a 2014 Silver Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz Rent-A-Car, which was used in the commission of the murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on the 10th of January 2015. Now, there's no telling that this will be thrown out. There is a rule. It's called the exclusionary rule. There's a rule under law that says that evidence illegally acquired may be excluded at a trial. So in the state of Georgia, this means that if the illegally seized evidence is the only evidence of the person's guilt and evidence is suppressed, charges may be dismissed altogether, as prosecutions cannot go forward without evidence. So, with that being said, there is a chance that this murder charge can be thrown out. There's a chance that it won't be used. There's a chance that it might not take place. There is a chance that Young Thug might be able to escape this one. It's a possibility. But you also got to keep in mind that they're not obligated to do this, right? Because it's a great rule, but if someone genuinely did something, are we just not gonna charge them with the crime because the evidence was acquired illegally? Like, imagine if somebody murdered another person, and we just decide not to charge this person with murder and lock them up. We all know what happened. We have solid evidence, but we're just not going to lock you up because the evidence was acquired illegally. I don't think that's a reasonable, rational way to look at the evidence at the end of the day. Sure, it was acquired illegally, but nigga, if you did it, there's got to be some level of consequences. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to go down that way, right? Sure, I think that. Sure, I believe in my head that if Young Thug was truly, truly involved, that he should be charged, but under the law, there is a rule that can save Young Thug in this instance. He genuinely might be able to escape this one. It's a possibility. It's a possibility, a genuine possibility. So, what I would say is this, for people who are, thinking that Young Thug is going to jump off this one and he's all good and blah, blah, blah. There's a pretty good chance that Young Thug, there's a pretty good chance that these charges might not get dropped. There's a very, very good chance that they stay and they stick because, like I said before, multiple times in multiple videos about this topic, Young Thug has been investigated for 7 years long. 7 years long he's been investigated for. 7 fucking years. You think this is all they've got on him? I don't. 7 years? You think they're going to drop 7 years worth of work because one piece of evidence was acquired illegally? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt it. I don't think that they're going to allow themselves to be embarrassed in this way. I genuinely do not believe that the Department of Justice in the state of Georgia, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, I don't believe that any of these agencies and organizations are going to simply submit just because the evidence was acquired illegally. And also keep in mind, when I read that article, it said that evidence may be dismissed. May be dismissed. He's not in the clear yet. We don't know. This could go either way. It could stick. It could go away. It's not guaranteed. Young Thug's camp is just going to have to hope that whoever reviews this and looks at it says, you know what? We're dropping all RICO charges on Jeffrey Williams because some of this evidence was acquired illegally. But it all depends on how big these crimes are. If these crimes are big enough, they probably won't do jack shit. And also keep in mind that if the state drops this case and the feds feel like they're up to it and they feel like, you know what, we can get this guy. If they really feel like they're up to it, they can nab him. None of this is guaranteed. Laws can change. Rules can change. Shit can bend. When careers are on the line, there are a lot of police officers, detectives, DAs whose careers are on this one. When careers are on the line, mortgages are on the line, scholarships for kids are on the line, bills are on the line. You think they're just going to let this shit skate? Probably not. So that's just something to think about. It's not as simple as people are making it out to be. It's not as cut and dry as people are making it out to be. There's a chance that they might drop the charges on Young Thug, but there's also a pretty good chance that nobody does anything about it. And let this be a fucking warning, bro. Like, this shit is not cool. Imagine having your life in the hands of the state like this, and knowing that all of these egos are involved in your freedom. Now, Young Thug made personal decisions in his life to bring him to this point. Him and Gunna. Nobody forced these niggas to be gang members. Nobody forced these niggas to allegedly commit murders. Nobody forced these niggas to do any of that shit. But for people who have been brainwashed into thinking that Young Thug and Gunna's lifestyle, no pun intended, is what's popping and that's what you need to be, look at the situation these niggas is in, bro. They're sitting here begging and pleading through a lawyer for their freedom. They done had like 4 different bond requests. All of them have been denied. Young Thug is sitting here hoping that the fact that evidence was illegally acquired will help him. It's just not a good look. And let's just say in a perfect world for you, gangster rap fans who don't give a fuck about how these niggas affect and destroy the community, let's just say it goes your way and these guys do get out because of a technicality on illegal evidence acquisition. The nigga still was literally, it's not allegedly anymore. He was involved in that. He rented the vehicle. It's not alleged anymore. It's not that the evidence isn't evidence. It's not that it's fake. It was illegally acquired. Which means that if the feds feel pressed enough, they could pick it up. The feds could pick this up if the state fails. It's a possibility, but I don't see the state failing. 7 years worth of an investigation down the drain, more than likely not going to happen. And the unfortunate truth right now is that this is the ugly truth of this shit. Being gangster, being a thug, being a quote unquote real nigga when you're a multimillionaire rapper, and now your life is on the line, and you got these people who, their career depends on locking your ass up. If they lock this nigga up, they get this nigga down for 20, 30, 40 years, however many years. You want to know what's going to happen, bro? Their careers are going to skyrocket. Fannie Willis's career, skyrocket. The detectives involved in this, their careers, skyrocket. Everyone but Young Thug wins because this nigga wants to play gangsta and be a gang member and commit crime and destroy the community. I'm sorry, but there's a pretty good chance that, he's probably not gonna get that exclusionary rule applied to his case. It's not an obligation. They're not obligated to let this. As far as I've read, they're not obligated to do this. It may possibly be dismissed because of the way the evidence was acquired. But all in all, if there are other cases where Young Thug has committed some crimes and the evidence was not illegally acquired, Young Thug needs to do his time. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't believe that. In my personal opinion, my humble personal opinion, I don't believe Young Thug should be able to get away with this shit. I don't give a fuck if the evidence was illegally acquired. Nigga, if you killed somebody, you killed somebody. Now, should the people who illegally acquired the evidence also face criminal charges? Hell yeah. You committed a crime. You illegally acquired evidence. You forged the signature of a judge. Your ass got to go to jail too. What, you think this is just Young Thug going down? I think that the people who illegally acquired the evidence should see Young Thug every now and again in the county jail. Share stories, share applesauce, maybe. I don't know. But them niggas need to be in there with him. It's a crime. Young Thug can't be the only one being held accountable for his actions. Law enforcement isn't above the law in my eyes. But I don't believe Young Thug should be able to skate this one just because the evidence was acquired illegally in any capacity. I believe Young Thug, if he committed this crime and somebody died because of him, he needs to go down. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with this protect the rappers from accountability shit. Y'all want to think like that and y'all want to act like that and y'all want to turn the black community into a fucking third world country? Sure. But I'm not going for that shit. I personally don't believe in that shit and I'm not interested in it. It is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.